House Bill 2014 passed in the West Virginia House of Delegates with 88 for the bill and 12 against it. The bill is now going through the Senate and had its first reading on Wednesday. Our Peyton Brooker takes a closer look at the legislation.
The West Virginia House of Delegates voted to pass House Bill 2014 on April 1st. The bill is named the Microgrid Development Program. It aims to help establish more data centers across West Virginia. According to the bill, data centers represent a significant and growing sector of the economy that includes jobs, infrastructure investments, and technological innovations. Pleasants County Commissioner Jay Powell says this bill could bring more jobs into the county.
We as the Pleasants County Commission are highly in favor of this bill, House Bill 2014, for our power plant. We believe that they can support a data center, which will help that business as well. And we also think there's opportunities for further expansion with data companies coming here to Pleasants County.
In Governor Morrissey's press conferences on Monday, he said Bill 2014 is important for the state.
This bill could be one of the single biggest economic development bills for our state that we've seen in a very long time. I think it's going to allow West Virginia to get on the map in a very significant way, to be a hub for these data centers and for technology to come to West Virginia in a way that we haven't seen before.
88 delegates voted in favor of the bill, with 12 opposing it. West Virginia House Delegate Mike Pushkin says his main concern of the bill is it could raise utility prices.
As it's written now, could potentially cause our utility rates to go even higher. So I'm looking out for the ratepayers. We're looking out for the ratepayers to oppose this legislation as it's written right now. I think everybody would like to see these, data centers open up in West Virginia. However, I think we should point out that none of our neighboring states that have these types of data centers have passed this type of legislation. I don't think it's necessary to attract these data centers to West Virginia.
Powell adds that the bill could benefit communities in the Middle Ohio Valley.
House Bill 2014 could be tremendous for the state of West Virginia. I know it'd be tremendous for the Mid Ohio Valley. We could use a boost for states around us that are receiving this benefit. Why not us? I appreciate their efforts with this. I really do. The only thing I would ask is they strongly consider making sure that the communities are also receiving the tax benefit from this billions of dollars of investments that we're going to receive here in the state.
This is Peyton Brooker, WTAP News.